Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. James Haskell, Glenn Martin, and we are here to recap the Baltimore Ravens' sweet victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Tom Brady-led Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 27-22. Shout out to the Ravens for getting the win, first of all, in a short week, of course. Like you said,
on the road.
As I was going to say, like you said in the preview show, Glenn, it's a real tall task to do on a short week and on the road. Shout out to the Ravens for getting it done. Really impressive, I thought, from a coaching standpoint, from an execution standpoint, from a player standpoint. Just really quickly, one of the thoughts that came to my mind was we kind of honed in. We've been honing in on the last 2 weeks. We've talked a lot about the second half and the improvements in the second half. And that really comes down to coaching improvement, player execution improvement. And I think we saw both of those things tonight on both sides of the ball, whether that's offensive or defensive, and even special teams. All that being said, what a game. Super awesome. I'm really, really excited to talk about it. So, Glenn, where should we start?
Yeah, I mean, this game was like the tale of two halves. Holy smokes. I mean, they were so bad offensively in the first half and so great offensively in the second half. I mean, it's just amazing. They scored 3 points in the first, 24 points in the second half. I mean, it was like two different teams. It was certainly two different game plans. It was clear that Greg Roman had an idea that he was going to attack a beat-up secondary, a young secondary, with a very pass-happy attack in the first half. And John Harbaugh, I just picture John peeking over his glasses going, "Are you done? Are you done?" Because holy smokes, at halftime, Jimbo, I screenshotted this. I mean, it's amazing. We had 30 pass attempts from Lamar Jackson. 30 pass attempts, 7 runs. What are we doing? And then the first drive, where the hell was Gus Edwards?
Well, I think we know why, right? Like,
why?
I think a lot of people, at least in Ravens media, were concerned about. It seems that the Ravens were concerned about him playing so quickly, 2 games in a 7th game.
But he played the next series, and he played the following 2.
So I think what ended up happening, and that's why you saw the increase in the workload from Gus in the second half, not just the run game, but Gus specifically, is that they went to him at halftime and said, "How you feeling? How you feeling? You feeling all right?"
Well, it didn't even late till halftime. I mean, yeah, certainly in the second half, but I mean, it was he was in there in the second drive.
No, for sure. It was weird. It was definitely weird. And you'll still see, to that, McCary and Ronnie are still doing this
odd
thing.
Who's going to be in there? But, man, I mean, what a fantastic second half performance, man. I mean, they totally flipped the script. They end up, by the way, so it went 30-7 in the first half. They end the game 38-33. So you just the commitment level to the run game totally flipped. Sean Pisker says, "Let's go." Second half adjustments finally paid off and likely bailed out. Couldn't be more stoked. Jimbo, I was talking to my brother. I know I picked likely to be my kind of breakout player. And so while I'm certainly proud of him for that regard, I'm also happy in the sense that it's almost like the silver lining to Andrews having the shoulder is that now likely has got this boost of confidence.
As long as the shoulder isn't crazy.
Of course. But
right.
With only one game, Al Michaels pointed out in the broadcast, only one game in like 26 days. So this explosion from likely, not only does it grow confidence in himself, but also the coaches to design things for him with Andrews next to him, not in the booth. So,
and Lamar and him, the confidence that Lamar has in him, right? The confidence in himself, Lamar has in him, and the coaching staff has in him. That was huge. You're absolutely right. If there's a silver lining to that, absolutely. And DK, if you can put up Sean's comment really quickly, because I just kind of want to touch on the second half. You talked about it a ton, Glenn, but at the end of the day, it's funny because if you look at our keys to the game, I think yours was what? Don't turn the ball over.
Play clean. Yeah.
Right. Play clean. And then stay committed to the run game.
Yep.
And even in the second half, when we've seen the offense get cute, they doubled down on who they are, and they stayed committed to they became committed to the recommitted to the run game, right? Because the first half, obviously they weren't. So I was happy to see that, and really great.
By the way, we averaged 7 yards a carry.
Yeah. It was funny because I was looking down the list. of all of our rushers today. And then the worst one was Lamar Jackson at 4.8 a pop.
Have you ever seen Lamar Jackson in the lowest average yards per carry?
It's crazy. And I mean, think about it's insane, right? So Gus 6 yards, Drake 9 yards, Duvernay 16.5, and Justice Hill 7 a carry.
Yeah. I mean, these running backs, I mean, I got to rave about them, but what the flock says, Lamar has got to be better in the first half. He has so many open lines. It kills me. Lamar has got to hit open players. First half couldn't hit a barn. Certainly not in rhythm in the first half. He did hit 19 of his 30 passes, but just for 144 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, 4.8 yards per completion is not going to be, where he wants to be. Not hot at all in the first half.
Let me say that. Did you notice this as well? Outside of the commitment to the run game, something that we've been harping on, and we saw it in the first half. It was probably the most frustrating thing about the first half for me, outside of the lack of Gus Edwards and the run game in general, was Lamar doing the same thing. He got the intentional grounding, which he was certainly outside the pocket, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you got to get the ball back to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, right.
And
he
didn't.
A good point. So I was behind, so I was doing this.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So I'm trying to catch up.
He threw it like 10 yards out of bounds, out behind the line of scrimmage and out of bounds. You got to get it to the line.
But but what I didn't like in the first half that I saw and we've been harping on is the running around in the backfield instead of Lamar, who's
backwards.
The most dangerous player in the open field. And you saw the drastic difference between that in the first and the second half, where I felt like my eyes told me, what I saw with my eyes is that he started putting his foot down and moving forward. There was a few plays where he got back to the line of scrimmage on one. He maybe gained only 2 and 6 on another that come to my head. There's 3 plays, but those are still big plays because you're talking about instead of a 7-yard negative, a 2-yard gain. That's a 9-yard difference,
Yep, absolutely.
So I was happy to see that.
Let's see. Turner says likely is as cool as the other side of a pillow. I mean, let's spend a little time. He goes 6 catches, 77 yards, has the touchdown on 7 targets. I mean, this guy was like what we've been thinking we would get when he came out of the preseason, on fire, and then he just kind of fizzled in the first game. But this is what we were hoping for, Jimbo. The guy has wide receiver talent and a tight end body. I thought the way he slipped through the defense on that play action and hit the out route, Lamar found him perfectly. It was
remember
special.
The juke the lateral cut. Oh my gosh!
And then running along the back of the end zone, getting not just 2 but 3 feet inbounds just for good measure. The guy was phenomenal. I just can't wait to see once we get a healthy Andrews back on the field. And now with the confidence level Isaiah Likely's going forward with, it's impressive. But Marcus Orr says, do you guys think this was Likely's breakout game?
Certainly. I mean, statistically, that bears out, right? I mean, this is his breakout. This is his coming of age party, right? Like, he is here now, and we're excited.
Who picked him to have his breakout game, by the way?
That's true. Even though Andrew had 4 targets in the first drive.
He did, and that, no surprise, right? Like,
because he went donut in the previous game. They're like, you know what? I'm done with this. We need to get Mark going. But I'm glad that Sean brought this up because this is important. Also, I think Hamilton is coming around. I will agree with that 100%. Glenn, if there's ever a noticeable difference between a guy where the game is too fast and now the game is starting to become a speed that he can manage, I'm not saying the game is slow at this point. He's still a rookie, but it's now a manageable speed. Yep. So he looks quicker. He's playing more instinctually. He's playing with a lot more confidence. That play that he had against the tight end was exactly why the Baltimore Ravens drafted him, where he poked it away in the end zone.
On Kate Otten.
That was an impressive play, and he made it look easy.
No doubt. I mean, Marco G's right. He says young Lions, Hamilton, and Likely impressed 100%. Hamilton, this is why this is part of the reason why they brought him here. There's a ton of great tight ends, a ton of big, fast, athletic tight ends around the league. And when you look at the length and athleticism that he can provide at the safety position, he's perfect to line up against these tight ends. He showed it today against Kate Otten, who's a rookie, but a pretty impressive rookie and a guy that Tom's been targeting a lot lately. So shout out to him. I'm glad to see he was good after that. He kind of got banged up after Chuck Clark dropped in it. I tell you what, Jimbo, a lot of dropped interceptions, though. I mean,
bro, I wasn't surprised by the Chuck one.
Fan?
That one surprised me. That one surprised me. And you know what? you could see by the reaction of Tom Brady that he was like, I mean, he thought it was a goner.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tom Brady lost his mind on that play.
Yeah, seriously, dude. His soul temporarily left his body. Just he saw it in third person, the whole thing, you know.
That was crazy. Craig says, first game this year, I wasn't worried at the 2-minute warning. I knew our special teams would handle the onside kick. Certainly, yeah.
Better man than I, Craig. Better man than I. I was concerned.
I tell you, in the first half, let's just call it what it was. The defense in the first drive got absolutely whooped, but then they settled down. Got to give credit there. But the offense was horrible, and the special teams was getting absolutely worked. I mean, it was bad. But in the second, it was like a whole different – I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe they had some of Mike's like from Space Jam. Mike's
special drink or whatever.
Yeah, something happened. They were two different teams.
Yeah, 100%. And the really cool thing about this game to me is that it's a complete team win. If you think about the beginning of the game, like you said, the defense settled down after the touchdown. And the defense, in my opinion, until the offense came around the second half, they kept this team in the game.
Yes.
But they did and then obviously the offense starts to take off in the second half and the defense, and they start to carry this momentum together. And then at the end of the game, the special teams unit has to do something to clinch this game in the special teams department. It was a real team victory.
Duvernay, big return, gets him to the 40 on the last drive. I mean, that jet sweep, let's just call it what it is. That was a genius call by Greg Roman. 3rd and 1, you run a jet sweep for a 16-yard touchdown by Duvernay. I mean, we criticize him, and I tell you what, he deserves all the criticism in the first half. That game plan in the first half was ridiculous. You come out slinging against a team that's struggling against the run. I get they got some banged up guys on the back end, but this is like, it reminds me of Moneyball when they built, when you got the GM building a team one way and then you got the manager managing them a different way. You don't build your team to be a mashing run first team, and then you come out and throw the ball 30 times in the first half.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Well, look, Ball So Hard says Roman has got to continue using Duvernay on the end around 100% on that jet sweep. And look, let's just say it. The dude just needs the ball creatively more.
Point blank, period.
Yeah.
The guy's got the best. I mean, his hands, Jimbo, I'm willing to say, he's got the best hands in the receiver room. I'm going to say it. The guy just doesn't drop the ball. I got to admit it. And, he's just good, man. He's just so damn good as a punt return. But don't take him off punt and kick return, Jimbo. I won't let you do it because he's too damn valuable in that role.
You know what? And I'm starting to come around in that way because even if he were to be our wide receiver one, whatever you consider that to be, it's still the Andrew show. So, I'm not worried about him getting too much work or anything like that. But really quick, I got to shout out my nephew, of course. I love his comment here. Alex Cordova said someone held Roman at gunpoint during halftime.
For sure.
It felt that way, dude. Like, you're talking about John lowering the glasses.
Like, are you Dad?
He pulled out the Glock. It's like, look, Greg, come sit here with me.
By the way, Greg, going a little heavy on the Just for Men. I don't know if you noticed him up in the booth, though, but he's been painting that Just for Men on pretty thick on the old goatee here.
He got it from Tom Brady, dude.
I guess so, man.
Tom Brady before the game started. I was like, Tom, how you keep that chestnut brown, dude?
Yes, sir. What the Flock says, defense is sniffing out offenses. Mike McDonald is doing his thing. The GOAT held to that. He's figuring out O's, and I love it. Yeah, shout out to Mike McDonald. Shout out to this defense. I mean, Mike McDonald, every game, this defense is getting better and better. It's getting healthier. And let me say this, Justin Houston, man. I mean,
dude,
amazing.
Dude, he just gets sacks in bunches.
It just does. It's crazy. He's not even playing that many snaps. Every time he's in there, he's harassing the quarterback. Gets another 2 sacks today.
It's every time he's got a young boy up against him. Every time, even if the kid is
learn you something.
Even if he's a top draft pick, even if he's superior from an athletic standpoint, whatever, it's the technique, and technique takes the longest to fade.
And the dude, I love how they're using him. And guess what, guys? Ajabo's coming next week.
Yep.
Bowser's coming next week. Just imagine what this pass rush is going to look like, which, by the way, was 5th in the league coming into this game and had 3 more sacks on the least sacked quarterback in the league. I think that's pretty impressive stuff.
Well, Glenn, let me just say this real quick.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
Dude, I'm ready. The purple Kool-Aid is going back in the veins, bro. Let me tell you what. I know I was upset about the What game did we lose that I was really angry?
Giants.
Oh, I think no, it was before. I don't, dude. All of them, all the losses. But you know what? I'm sold. They're pulling me back in. Just pulling me back in, man.
Yeah.
Because like you said, one game in 23 days. They have one the announcer said they have one game left in the season against a team that has a winning record, and that's the last week of the season. That's the Bengals, who we already beat, and it's the division game, of course. And we're getting healthy. All these guys come. We're not sure what Gus's injury is going to be, but we'll hope he can come back.
I gotta think he's going to be back. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got to hope Andrews is going to come back as well.
Calais didn't play. I mean,
right, Calais didn't,
and he had an illness, so it's not like this is a lingering issue.
Right, Marlon got dinged up. He needs some time.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course you got a Jabo and
Bowser
coming back. I mean,
yeah, and just quickly. Just to because a comment earlier said Mike McDonald and how well he was playing. They give up a touchdown the opening drive, field goal in the next one. Then they force them punt, field goal. I mean, you got to give. I mean, it's impressive, man, with that talent, especially on the road on a Thursday. What the flock says, Hamilton is starting to figure out his role. And in the second half, we ran the D into the ground, 100%. 2019-2020 run game is coming. JK in 4 weeks. Can't wait. 100%. This team is going to be terrifying when they get healthy down the stretch. They're going to be playing. What I like to see is improvement every single week from this unit. It's clear on offense. It's clear on the running game. Once they start hitting on all cylinders in the passing game, it is going to be absolutely bananas for everybody else in the league. Look out, man. Just look out.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I didn't think, and it was the Bills game, I guess I went off on.
Okay.
Apparently, but I think it was more than one. Demarcus Robinson is starting to fill the role that I thought James Prochet would fill at the beginning of the season. I mean, I think that's fair to say, Marcus. I think we thought that James was going to get a little more. He got 2 catches tonight.
Yep, not 3 for 24.
3 catches.
Yeah, man.
Dang.
Yeah, man. It looked like they tried to give him the ball more, but he was kind of covered up.
And another back-breaking penalty.
Yeah, not a good look. I was saying some choice words towards him.
Oh yeah.
During that, I'm like, come on. But DeMarcus, to his point, also
in my mind, I would have kicked him.
Yeah, in real life, definitely not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. But Demarcus Robinson, also heck of a game. 6 catches, 64 yards. He's got some quick twitch, man. I like getting him the ball in those quick screen opportunities. He finds a way to get to the edge and gets the most out of the yards in front of him. Daryl Anderson says Lamar was 8 for 8 in the second half. Excuse me. Thank goodness he calmed down 100%. Let me just verify that because I do have it up. He was 8 for 8 in the second half with 2 touchdowns and turns his quarterback rating from a 74 to a 104 in just a second half alone, and also throws for nearly 100 yards on those.
I think outside of the running backs running, some people will say, oh, your quarterback needs to get an easy completion or two, kind of get going. I think that same idea applies to Lamar. Just get him running the football a little bit. Just get him moving, get the heart rate up a little bit, get his, some clarity in his brain, and you really start hyper focusing. And I think Lamar goes to a whole nother level. I think that that's really important there. Turner W says pass rush is different with Houston playing. Glenn, you talked about it as well. Yep. I mean, absolutely. The dude is playing lights out. We're really excited about that.
And Metabike, dude. By the way, bull crap call, dude.
Terrible call.
Horrible call. I mean, that was a clean hit.
Yeah, Torrey Smith tweeted out, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was that Brady got the other bogus call. Mm-hmm. You can't ref the guy to his age. Just because he's 45 doesn't mean you ref him like he's 45. He's in the NFL. He's an NFL
young man's game.
You can't penalize another guy. Right. You can't penalize another guy because this guy's old. It's that simple. That was a terrible call. Terrible call. And to get back on back-to-back plays was pretty awesome.
Yeah, again, wasn't it the same way last week? The guy has just been phenomenal. Manny says, did it not seem like Andrews going down forced Lamar to make other reads? We're much better with him on the field, but that tape is going to be gold. I mean, look, it looked like to me that Likely stepped into that role
and just played it,
and had a fantastic game playing the Andrews role. I mean, I think there's always some, what is it called, unintended consequences or unintended benefits, and maybe this does allow him to have confidence in more guys, and that opens things up. But I don't think that this is a situation where I'm ever going to root for Andrews.
Yeah. This is not addition by subtraction. This is not, any of that. And so the other thing I want to say to that is at the end of the day, we're giving a lot of praise to Likely, but it was certainly a group effort to make up for Andrews' traditional contributions. We talked about James Prochet. We talked about Demarcus Robinson, even Duvernay. And some of that had to do with Bateman being out as well. But collectively, this whole unit had to step up, whether that's tight ends or wide receivers, to make up for Andrews being out. And then obviously Bateman as well. DK, if you happen to scroll across any updates as
well, Daniel says Andrews, Harbaugh said Andrews and Bateman are okay, and Gus is getting an MRI tomorrow. So, shout out to Daniel in the chat. But Manny says, and to clarify, forced him to make other reads that for whatever reason seemed like he didn't otherwise when Mark Andrews was on the field.
But he spread the ball around a little more. I mean, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know if reads is the way to, you know what I mean? Like you said, I mean, I think
he only threw the ball 8 times in the second half. So, it's not like he was throwing a ton. But, hey, I'm all for if you want to find a way to spread the ball around and make it tougher for defenses to know, to know what you're going after and picking up tendencies. I'm all for that. I just need a little bit bigger sample size. Tyler Brooks says, half Duve, a dog, don't have money for more characters. What?
I don't think you have a character limit. I don't. Anyway, Duvernay is a dog. Thank you.
It's my nephew, by the way, Tyler. Tyler's my nephew.
He's got some main character energy, dude. Got some main character energy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys met. That's right. That's right. I'm not sure what you were meaning there, Tyler, but if you kind of clarify, maybe it's just he's using cool slang and I'm not that.
Yeah, neither of us, dude.
It could very well just be slang. It's so pathetic that I really don't know the answer to that. Laura says, I tell you what, that second half made me one happy Ravens fan. Yes, it did. And you know what? Shout out. Rob also said in the chat that, shout out to Washington. Yeah, we got to give some love. Broderick Washington. Did he have 3 pass back downs today at 6'3"?
At 6, they called him 6'2" on the TV. So that means he's 5'8" now.
On the TV, you sounded old. Wait,
on the TV,
6'2" on the TV
on the
picture screen.
That means he's a solid 5'11".
That's true.
He's a stout defensive lineman. He's getting up there and getting it done either way, dude. Shout out to Broderick Washington, man. We were concerned about what would happen with Michael Pierce going out, and I'm not saying he's Michael Pierce, but he had a great game.
Yeah, absolutely. But I got to ask you a question. Is the super chat really, if you want more characters, you have to spend more? Is that how it works? Because that's what Tyler's saying. He didn't have
I don't think so. Anybody want to clarify? Please let us know, but I didn't know that.
I didn't know that was the case. That's wild.
But Josh some paragraphs for 99 cents.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's crazy. Joshua Hunter said, "Where's the love for D. Robinson?" Yeah, we just got done talking, but maybe it was this comment might have been up. He got the offensive passing game really going. Hopefully, he gets the ball more often going forward. Absolutely, I love his yak. I love he's quick twitch. He's fast. He's physical. He seems smart. Absolutely, I want to see more of him. I mean, look, I like James Prochet, but he's just tiny out there, and he makes bonehead penalties. So if Bateman is okay and can get out there, I want to see more of Robinson, and I'd be okay if that means eating into some of Prochet's snaps.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, all he does when he pass blocks or run blocks is gets penalized.
And you know what? Another thing, I'm glad you just said that, run blocks, because I was a little disappointed in Lamar reacting the way he did to Pat Ricard's holding penalty. I get why he's frustrated and pissed off, but that just seems out of character to do something like that, to kind of embarrass Pat Ricard a little bit on TV. It seems like something that I know you wouldn't like to see Brady doing to his teammate on the field. So I don't know if anyone asked him about it, but it just didn't seem like a Lamar thing to do to kind of jump up and down and yell at his
Well, he was
I get why he was frustrated.
Well, look, it's like this. You watch anyone that's ever been an older or a younger brother, for good or bad, you do what your older siblings do.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just over there watching Brady. And he's like, And he's like, you know what, dude? I better do what Big Bro's doing because I got to keep up. And he's watching Brady humiliate his offensive lineman on the sideline and scream at Mike Evans. And he's like, I'll give it a try. But you're right.
I get his frustration, but I didn't like the whole jumping up and down right next to him.
It doesn't fit him. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, he's such a nice, genuinely good dude. Like, you saw when he got pushed out of bounds, he ran into one of the people on the side. He's like checking on. Like, he's just such a nice guy. And I don't know. Yeah. I get everybody leads different. To me, that's not the kind of the leading that I would like to see. I get being frustrated. Like, come on, man, tap him on the helmet, but I thought it was a little too demonstrative for me. Kevin Spencer says Gus okay. He's getting an MRI tomorrow, so we'll kind of wait and see. He did walk off the field under his own power, which is encouraging. Doesn't seem like it's I know Brad had me scared in the chat, man. I got to check Brad, dude. Brad gave me a heart attack jumping to conclusions.
Dude, I almost fainted.
Yeah, like, chill out, Brad. You made my heart stop talking reckless in the chat.
Yeah.
Brad says only one missed block by our center. Not bad. Yeah.
Dude, was he dominating Devin White?
Dude, he took the spirit out of Devin White. He had Devin White 25 yards down the field being blocked.
Still getting at him like a Wolverine. Yes. Just all in his face,
was being screamed at by Todd Bowles on the sideline because he's disappointed because he's a stud. But I will say Vita Vea did hand him one on, but Vita Vea is just a freak, dude. He's just an absolute freak, and they bottled him up other than that. But that's how I was talking to my brother. I said, just imagine him in a year or two, dude.
Yeah. Let him get time. Let him get more time in the weight room. You know what I mean? Like, the kid's never had a true off season, because anybody that understands the transition from the NFL or from college to NFL, you don't have a true off season that rookie year because you're being poked, prodded, tested, measured. You're doing all these things. You're doing interviews. Just one solid year to focus on nothing but 3-4 things in the weight room, right? Like 3-4 movements or parts of your body you want to work on. That's it. Like, dude is going to be so much stronger next year.
Absolutely. And the technique is only going to continue to improve as well. Ravens O's Nation says, and with that, the Ravens are 5-0 when I work during the game. I'm cursed. Glad to see Likely finally showing out.
Bro, you better keep clocking in. You got to do it for the team, man. Sorry, dude.
Got to take one for – look, you're Ravens O's Nation. You got to rep it for the Ravens Nation. And
every Ravens and Orioles game, you better be working.
I hope you're at least getting some overtime. I mean, that would be awesome. All I'll say is, guys, everyone who's defending Lamar, saying they love it, would you also like it if when he missed a throw, Mark Andrews threw his hands up and down and was screaming like that to Lamar for making a mistake? If you're okay with that, then all right. If that's just how you're okay with it. But to me, I don't think fans would be thrilled with that. But
it's funny because under other circumstances, I would be much more passionate about it, like as far as the way that you feel about it. But it was funny because I literally felt like he was just assimilating to what he was seeing, and he's just watching Brady do all this stuff, and he's like,
it could be just like that's just him, and Ricard just takes it like easily because it's him and they love him, and he was just so caught up in the moment. Again, I'm just saying, calling it out.
It was absolutely out of character, which was a bit odd. Like, Lamar's gotten frustrated, but to like be demonstrative towards his teammate was not something that we've seen. But he was watching Brady do it to Mike Evans. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Asad Rahman says, I probably said that wrong. Duve has been our number one. James, I've been with you from the start. Keep getting him the damn ball. Houston balling too. Formerly Ashified Gaming. Oh, okay. What's going on?
Dude?
Look, been saying I've been with you from the start. Hold on. What does that mean? That he's our number one, or that we're keeping getting the ball? Because I'm all for, getting him the ball. No doubt about it.
Look, Duvernay's not in the labels. You call him whatever you want. Wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, all pro kick returner.
Running back number 2.
Right. It doesn't matter. All I'm saying is get him the rock. Get him the rock. If Rashad Bateman wants to be the number 1 wide receiver on the Baltimore Ravens, sure, take the title, bro. But we know who the dog is at the end of the game, and we know who's catching the rock, and that's Devin Duvernay. So,
he is.
I'm with you,
credit, man. I want to see him more in the backfield, though.
And
please.
DK is gone.
Nice. Dang. What happened?
He's back.
He's back. He's in there like swimwear. Hey, at least when he left, he didn't cut the whole stream out. You know what I mean, Jimmy?
Yeah, I know. I might know what you mean.
Yeah, buddy. Laura Roden said, I am kind of curious how many tantrums Brady had tonight. The dude lost a few
one per year of his life. So that's a lot.
That
45
dude
tantrums.
was so pissed on that
Yeah.
almost Marcus Peters interception. I guess he was expecting Mike Evans to sort of box him out or come inside in some regard, but man, he was furious.
When does it start to get tiring?
For whom? The teammates? Well, when they're losing, you're losing.
No,
You keep losing, then you're tired of hearing the crap. But if it starts getting results, then I think
when
you
does
kind
the
of put up with it.
respect for him wear thin? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much longer can you take where somebody's verbally, it's a verbal tirade?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're starting to see him missing throws, or you're starting to see him not playing well, and then now you're getting on me and you're not even leading by example, then it's a problem. But he's built up so much respect with all he's done. I got to imagine he's got a pretty long leash as far as that goes. But
for some guys, but the new school isn't like that, man.
That's true. But he's Tom Brady, so there's only so much you can do.
We'll see something. If this keeps happening, they keep losing, we'll see something before the end of the season. Go ahead.
All right. Tone the Virgo says, great win, hard earned, mini bye before a road trip to the Bayou, then our actual bye week. I wonder who's likely getting the game ball. I think you're onto something there. He certainly has earned one of them at the very least. But yeah, I mean, this bye is coming at a perfect time because I would it's kind of interesting to see how they're going to maneuver this New Orleans game with that bye on the horizon. If there's anybody who's dinged up, I wonder, what they decide to do with them, if they kind of want to play it more cautious and give them that extra week. But man, this could be a really scary team coming out of the bye. And when you look at their schedule coming up, they got the Jaguars, they got New Orleans Saints, they got who else?
The Panthers.
The Panthers. They got the Denver Broncos. I mean, they got some very winnable games. I imagine they'll be favored in their next 5 easily. So, yeah, this is an exciting time. They're 5 and 3 now.
5 and 3.
Yeah, dang, there's a limit. My bad, Ty. I didn't even know, Tyler. Dang, I didn't know there was a limit.
Well, Smodius is testing the limit here. For 2 pizzas for Domino's for y'all. I don't mind Lamar getting heated. I feel like he was sometimes too nice early in his career. A little deferential, right?
Yeah.
I think having that fire is what is needed in the postseason. Lamar is undefeated against Brady.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's good and bad to it, right? I totally understand your point, Glenn, and I don't want to belabor this too long, but
look, it's not a hill I'm going to die on here. I'm just saying I was surprised. I thought I was out of character. That's all.
Yeah, for sure. It's not a common thing. And Pat does so much dirty work for this team and for all these guys so that they can look good and the team can succeed. That was immediately what came to my mind. It was like, man, Pat does so much. He made a mistake.
Puts his body on the line,
You know what I'm saying? He's a human battering ram. Like, who wants that as a job?
Every play.
Yeah, you can pay me millions of dollars, but if I start forgetting my last name, I might, you know what I mean?
Start forgetting where the kitchen's at.
You walk in the bathroom expecting to walk in the kitchen. Yeah, so that was the only thing that I was like, dang, maybe that's the wrong guy to go at. You know what I mean? It's Isaiah likely he gets another holding penalty. Like,
he's a young guy.
Yeah, it's James Prochet, and this is the 3rd downfield blocking scenario in which he's committed a penalty. Okay.
Yeah.
But so I get both points though.
Yeah. Joshua Hunt said, I felt bad for Bucs defense in the second half. They got dog walk. Also, is it just me or is Justice Hill 100%? 2 times isn't enough, Josh. I mean, this dude is a night and day better player. I can't get over it. There was a play in the second half where he didn't gain a ton of yards. I think he only got like 6 yards, but he was dragging dudes from behind.
Is this the one on the sideline?
Yes.
Where he kept and then the balance at the end of it to get the additional yards? It was like, who is this guy?
The guy was incredible. And to the first part of his comment, in the second half, Jimbo, they go 9 plays, 77-yard touchdown, 11 plays, 80 yards touchdown, 9 plays, 83-yard touchdown, and 5-play, 50 yards field goal on their 4 drives. I mean, he's right. I mean, they looked gassed. They were sucking wind on the
hands on hips.
yeah, just torch. And on the touchdown by Likely, the pass rush had all but they had nothing left. So he had time to go through his progressions and search and first, come off of Prochet and find Likely in the back of the end zone. I mean, Josh was 100% right. Justice Hill is a totally different guy, and his explosion. He was shot out of an absolute cannon on one of these runs where he just boom. He's like a dart. I mean, it's impressive, and their defense was completely gassed.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's not enough good things we can say about Justice Hill at this point. Keep holding on to the football, Justice. Manny says.
Oh, and by the way, okay, go ahead. I got to bring up that Justice Hill thing, the punt thing too. I mean, that was phenomenal. He forced the muff punt by just guiding the guy right into him. I mean, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Great heads up play. Yeah. What were the biggest differences you guys noticed between the halves that contribute to the productivity? So we kind of talked about this, Manny, and we're happy to we appreciate the super chat. So I think I'm speaking for both of us here. Add anything you want, Glenn, but certainly the commitment to the run game, it was a flip-flop, right? Glenn said it. The folks on TV said it. Lamar threw it 30 times in the first half, 8 times in the second half. Not that it needs to be heavy run every single game, but we need to, you know what I mean? It doesn't need to be that lopsided like it was in the second half, but you look at the totality of the game, it was relatively even. My point is that we were more committed to the run game in the second half. I think that's number one. And all of that created a domino effect to what you're talking about, Glenn. The energy level of that defense was just so depleted in the second half. So that was a huge one. They played clean, relatively clean, from a penalty standpoint. I know we had some penalties, but relatively clean. And then the defense, I think, was just excellent in this game. Lights out. They settled in after getting their bell rung in that first drive and really did a great job of keeping Tom Brady off the X.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out. I mean, we're doing it without Calais Campbell. This is the message that Tyler meant to send. I got to put it up there because his super chats were just him complaining about lack of characters. So I got to throw this one up. It says Houston's as a dog, always B2B.
Back-to-back?
Back-to-back sacks. Yep, they were back-to-back. Love some of us. Yes, I do. I love this team. Still missing Dogs Unk. Dogs Unk. See, you're talking too cool for me, Tyler. You gotta like, come on, man.
Oh boy, and look at the end of this. It hurts, but the wins are wins. Greg is a high school OC. Oh yeah, again, pistol is trash.
Come on, man.
Talk about a rant, dude. Talk about a rant. How many rabbit holes you just dig in here so we can go down?
Hey, come on, man. It looked pretty good in the second half. It looked pretty damn good going 24 points in the second half and really not being stopped for the entirety. Ravens O's Nation says Tom Brady is 3-5. LeBron is 0-4. Welcome to 2022. I know Jimmy's here for it.
Yeah, I always love it. Look, I had a period of time where I was not a huge LeBron James fan. My LeBron James fandom has did this. Now it's kind of like right here a little bit, but I did think it was funny today when he's on the halftime. They're talking about the collaboration between Thursday Night Football and his show, The Shop.
Mm-hmm.
And he's sitting there talking about it on Instagram, stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, you're 0-4.
And it's looking bad.
Like, how excited can you be right now? I'm glad you have some excitement outside of basketball because basketball ain't doing it for you.
Dude, they're just a quick thing. Their offensive efficiency is equal to that of the Sixers team a few years back that started 1-24.
Oh gosh,
that's what their offensive efficiency is equal to. So it is bad news, Bears. I'm not mad about it though. Assad says, "Do River Bait. Can you recall a bad play from?" I can't.
The last one was in the preseason. A slant that went through his hands. He was impersonating Bateman.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. He was like, "Yo, you guys want to see the best impersonation of Rashad Bateman slant?" Right through his hands.
Oh man, don't hate on my.
I'm kidding, Rashad. Man. You know I like Rashad. I want him to get healthy and I want him to make big plays. He had a big impact early in the season, but
yeah,
Duvernay is just impressive with the ball in his hands. Look, you don't got to hate on one guy as I'm doing it to prop up another guy.
You're literally doing it.
It's You got to catch the ball, right?
You do. Oh, dang. It says, looks like Shaq Barrett tore his ACL against the Ravens. That's tough because that dude, was he scary in the first half.
Well, he did do the squirrel dance.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I hate when people do that.
And he did it
Why?
poorly.
Yeah. Why? Why?
Yeah, Big Tay
But
says.
But recover quickly.
Yes, absolutely. Big Tay says we could go into the bye week 6-3 with all the blown leads and defensive errors. With the long bye week, we could be heating up at the right time. 100%. You go 6-3 into the bye week, and the 3 losses you have are all games in which you held a double-digit lead in the second half. You feel great about that. I mean, yeah, it's kind of what coulda, woulda, shouldas, but at the same time, you know that your 3 losses were very easily games that could have been won. And so, I mean, what game do you really feel like you were unable to win? That's got to be an encouraging feeling as a coaching staff and as a team.
100%. DK, are you back there slamming beers, dude? I can't even see that, dude. DK is back there just
That
slamming
isn't beer,
Coors
dude.
Light,
Something
dude.
tells me that is not beer, dude. That's like something healthy.
Kombucha or something.
Look, it is. It's good for him. See? You see that, Jim Bell?
But big,
where's your mason jar of water?
I'm not at home right now, dude.
Damn. I thought every home in that part of the country has a mason jar somewhere in it.
Probably. I gotta say, quick story time. We were bike riding today, and I was like, man, the Martins would have really loved to be here. So it was 72 degrees, dude.
Dude, don't start
72.
that. Don't start that with me, Jimbo.
No, but I was just saying I was missing you guys. I was trying to say I was missing you guys.
All right.
That's all I was saying.
All right. Michael Brown said, y'all are doing great work. Keep going. Appreciate it, Michael. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, appreciate that. Another fun one though, Glenn. Everyone else had e-bikes except me, and I'm pulling Henry.
That's
so
right.
I'm huffing and puffing up the hills, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is easy."
And I bet Tanya was somehow had to ride behind you because she couldn't keep. But really, we know what she was looking at when she was riding behind you.
No, she got tired of it, and she went up ahead as well. But I think she took some peeks.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's see. Tom Botto says this game proves we need to get Isaiah likely more involved in offense going forward. Line him up outside if we have to. Amen. I mean, look, we need to get the ball in the hands of our playmakers. It is just as simple at the end of the day. We don't need to be so one-dimensional. That was proven today. We're able to beat formidable opponents without Mark, without Bateman, without even Gus. I mean, and by the way, the most impressive run of that game, we talked about Justice. Deep in our own territory, Gus got smashed in the backfield
when he broke 2 tackles. Yeah,
and then got a gain of 11, and then got up and yawned.
Yeah, that was
like
that was incredible. Savage. I mean, that's what I was like. This is what we've been missing: a guy who can just make stuff happen. When it's not really there.
Like, how hard is it anyway? All right, what else we got, DK?
Let's see. I tell you what, a lot of people are talking about possibly trading. The trade deadline's coming, and man, how good would Roquan look like, especially with the injury to Pat Queen, and who knows what's going on there?
Oh, yeah, what is going on with Pat?
I thought when he went in the tunnel or went under the tent, it was like a concussion protocol, but I haven't heard anything yet after that, so I'm not really sure.
I felt like he had a tough game today. Did you?
Yeah, I did. I felt like he had a tough game.
Did you see him did you see him dive at the knees of Leonard Fournette? I know Leonard Fournette's a big dude, but you're a linebacker, bro. You're supposed to meet him head up.
It wasn't a good look, and Josh Ross is coming, and I'm excited about him coming, but I think we need more than just
an undrafted guy, right?
Rookie, yeah. So I'm hopeful that they pull the trigger and get aggressive, and I hope so. But Josh says us Ravens fans are sort of numb to it at this point, but that Lamar run where he spun out of a tackle was just ridiculous. 100%.
This is the one where he was downfield already, right? And then he kind of spun out and moved to, and he started moving laterally to the right and headed upfield a little bit. Yeah, that was insane.
Yep, that's what kind of I think got that whole drive going.
But did you see? What I started doing in the second half was counting the guys in the box. So I don't know if you ever do that, but on that play, 9 guys in the box. 9, 8 or 9. I'm pretty sure it was 9 though. And Lamar still broke off the run. We kind of talked about this in the pregame show. And that being one of the ways that even if they know what we're doing, that doesn't mean that we can't execute.
Yep. 100%. I mean, yeah. I mean, as long as you execute it, I mean, unless they know exactly. I mean, they don't know the exact play. They don't know what you're running right, left, up to. I mean, even, So, yeah, I mean, I was so excited to watch this second half of this team because I thought, man, if they can do this on a short week traveling, then
banged up.
Yeah, banged up. I mean, admittedly, I was a little nervous when I saw Stanley miss back-to-back drives in the first half.
Oh, dude, you should have seen Twitter. DK, I don't know if either of you guys are keeping up. Losing their minds.
Yeah. Well, I understand it. I mean, I was starting to freak out too. I mean, man, that's really becoming a big-time strength of this team. Asmodeus says, love Andrews, but I think sharing the rock is what we needed. Yeah, I don't. It's funny because a lot of people are pointing to that, but yet Isaiah Likely was our leading pass catcher. And so didn't he just fill the Mark Andrews role and wasn't? Right. So, I mean, I don't really know if he would have, if we would just, instead of Isaiah Likely leading, if we would just see Mark Andrews' name and he, instead of having 6 catches for 77, he'd have 9 if you include he had 9 for 99 and a touchdown. And we'd
Sounds
still
like a
be
Mark
saying,
Andrews day.
Exactly. So I'd have to see just a bigger sample size. And I hope I don't, because I hope Mark is back.
But I also agree that, like, in general, having more guys that the defense needs to respect and spreading the ball around, those two things are imperative and beneficial to this. Imperative to the improvement of the offense and beneficial moving forward, right? Because it's always in the postseason, a big play comes from, or a big game comes from an obscure guy, right? It's not a Mark. It's not a Bateman. It's, you know what I mean? It's a Duvernay.
David Tyree.
Exactly, right? Like that dude. Yeah.
But I just want to say, I get why everyone's saying that, but every team has that guy. I mean, Travis Kelce.
100%. Right.
Travis Kelce is by far and away the biggest target getter and the biggest pass catcher on his team. Then Juju, and then a precipitous drop after those guys. So that is normal, but I do love spreading the ball around. I think it's important. But every team's going to have their guy. Craig says Kyle recovered the onside kick and the Nat pose, pure gold. That was likely. That was likely. Yeah, that was Isaiah Likely. And maybe that's what you meant. But yeah, he did do the Steph Curry, put him to bed.
Okay, no doubt. And the other thing too that I saw on Twitter that now people are confused about, because Al said the baby, right? Like he was rocking a baby to sleep. It's a pillow, right? Or am I confused?
No, well, I mean, all I know is he just said, I'm putting him to bed. He just puts his head on the pillow. Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Not a baby.
The baby is
what I'm saying. It's the Russell Westbrook, like.
Nobody puts a baby up to their face and sleeps on it.
What is happening? It's not a baby, dude. Like.
Yeah, no. Well, he's 150 years old.
Hasn't put too many kids to sleep.
No, not unless he kids. I mean, that would be really the only way. But
dude, you just glitched and went nah, like 30 times.
Did I really?
It was really funny.
Did you hear it too, DK? Damn, everybody heard it. Damn.
It literally sounded like somebody just took your like the over and over.
Like a DJ got a hold of my voice and just scratched it up.
Yeah.
Hey, a quick shout out, by the way, to Jordan Stout. This guy has been booming kicks all year. His hang time is the reason that Justice Hill was able to get down there and guide the defender into him. I mean, there's not many punters that are having that type of distance and hang time combined. I mean, a lot of kickers, they rave about the 75-yard punt, but those are on a rope. It's different than when you can send a ball so high, you allow the gunner to get down there, plus kick it 55, 65 yards down the field. So I just want to give a shout out to our new punter, Jordan Stout.
100%, dude. It's so funny because I was saying the same thing to my mom. I was surprised that the kicker the returner didn't need to take a few steps back. But I want to share this really quickly. Let's see if I can do this properly. I'm not as good as DK, ladies and gentlemen, but I did see this, and seems a little interesting.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is what I think that he was just signing it for a kid and then giving it back, right?
What does this pay him 7 now?
I don't know what number 7. I only know he wore number 7 in high school.
Okay.
And then, he wore number 8 in college and then the pros. But Ravens pay him now is obviously anyway, I thought it was pretty funny. Is this any sort of a message here at the end of the game?
I mean, I don't think we need this to be the message. I mean, Lamar is saying, "Pay me." I mean, but yeah, sure. Oh, it's photoshopped. Okay.
No,
See, Jimbo,
is it?
Jimbo.
No, it's not photoshopped.
Jimbo, you've been had.
Have I? It's
Have
late,
I?
dude. It's late.
I love that reaction. Have I?
It's late. I don't think it's anyway.
Oh, well, if it isn't, then Asmodeus is clearing up with the number 7
7
means
figures.
Yeah, 7 figures. So,
well,
but some people are thinking that means Bateman and Lamar. I don't know. Certainly Bateman hasn't done nearly enough.
It's real. They showed it after the game. Somebody says.
It's real.
I'm not that dumb.
I'm a real boy.
Awesome.
I wanted to get your point on Marlon Humphrey because Mike Evans goes 6 for 123.
Yeah.
The guy's an absolute monster.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do.
But when you look at the end of the game, I'm not sure how many times Marlon's going to end up with a stat line like this, but he literally had zeros across the board.
Yeah, I thought he played his butt off today. And that's just a tough situation to put.
How did he catch that ball?
He's just good. I mean, just
plus
he had to make up for the wide open drop last week.
I guess so, but damn, I mean, he was all over him.
You know why he caught it?
Why is that?
Because he said there's no way in hell that I'm going to listen to Tom yapping in my earpiece, in my ear hole anymore. I'm done with it. Just catching anything that's in my zip code so Tom can sit down, take his baby aspirin to keep his blood nice and thin, lower the risk of heart attack. Now that he's at that age, and chill out.
Damn. I hope that's not the age. I'm approaching. JL says, props to Roman. He spread it out, went up tempo for a little, and ran stretch runs to the outside. If they can continue to be unpredictable, Super Bowl run. Yeah, I mean, just take advantage of. Glenn. They showed the graphic.
Straight to the vein, baby.
That's
Super
it.
Bowl run.
They show the graphic. They show how often the Ravens use 2 running backs plus comparison to the rest of the league. It's not even close. They show the rest of the league's uses of 3 wide outs plus a tight end versus the Ravens. It's so different. Okay, well then frickin' commit to it. If you're gonna do it, don't do it half-assed. You go all in. You cannonball into the deep end. Don't come out in the first half and throw the ball 30 damn times when you build your team to be a power run team. It's just crazy. I don't care that the other team knows you're going to run it. I don't give a damn. You do it anyway, and if you execute, it doesn't matter.
Right. At the end of the day, if your guys are better than theirs, it just is what it is. DK, what you got? Is this something about Gus?
My man Jimbo getting comfortable over here.
Dude, I'm on the couch, bro. It's almost 1 a.m., dude.
It is late. Okay, so it looks like Coach Harbaugh says we'll know more tomorrow after the MRI, calling it a hamstring injury. Yeah, let's hope it's not major because, man, I as much as I love what I'm seeing from Justice Hill, and I think Kenyon Drake, he had certainly a big role in that game, popped the big late run for 40 yards, but Gus is different, and we need him out there.
He is 100%. 100%, dude. My gosh.
Mm-hmm. The dude is an absolute monster. But if it's okay, I mean, I'm okay with if you want to miss the New Orleans game and come back after the bye healthy, that whatever it takes, let's get this guy back out there and shout out. But do we have any more super chats, DK?
No, man.
Okay. I think we're gonna call it tonight. It's getting late. I gotta work. I gotta be up.
Well, I think we should go ahead and announce our internal competition winners.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I mean, we can't skip the most important part of the show, Glenn.
Thought we were just gonna save that for Tuesday. All right, let's get into it then.
Let's do it. We can do it now and Tuesday. We can do it both days.
Let's prepare.
Yeah.
Let's prepare the. Let's check up the banners here. All right. So our first over under.
Yeah.
Was Lamar Jackson passing yards. Set it at 180.5. He throws for 238. We all said over except for DK on that one.
Oh, you have little faith.
So me, me, Jimbo, Brad, we're all correct. DK was wrong. Next one we have Gus Edwards rushing yards over under 80.5. He ends up with just 65. I think we all would have been certainly wrong had he stayed in the game, but he didn't. So we were right, except for DK. Man, what has happened to the once undisputed champion DK? He's wrong. We're all right. Holy smokes, my, how the mighty have fallen. Ravens fumble recoveries 1.5. He sets it at. It all was under. We all went under. We were all right. This one was kind of a slam dunk. And then the last one, Travis Jones, total tackles 1.5. He ends up with just 1. We were all wrong as we predicted over. So after that, looks like me and you are tied here, Jimbo, because you were copying off my answers. Which I get it.
Get out of here!
I get it, dude. I get it. I get why.
Oh, here we go.
So then we go into the tiebreakers. Total score over under 45. It ends up 49. Jimbo was correct in predicting. Man, you were close on the score. What was the final?
27-22.
And you called it
27-24.
It's pretty good, Jimbo.
Yeah, you know.
That's pretty good. And then second tiebreaker would have gone to me and closest to the pin because I did have the Ravens
but it didn't matter at that
the
point,
most yards.
Why even talk about it?
But at that point, the competition had been settled, and Jimbo is this week's winner. Congratulations, Jimbo.
Thank you, dude. Look at you.
Yeah,
Look at you. I'm so impressed, Glenn.
Yeah.
It's so hard for you right now, isn't it?
You know what? I think it's important to let some of the guys who are going to fall behind later stay in it because I don't want your enthusiasm to falter. I want you to stay into it.
Isn't this my third win for the season?
Look.
Second?
All I know is where's my sunglasses? Because my future's bright, Jimbo.
Oh, jeez.
Where's my shades? I'm not worried about.
Do Glenn and I have the same amount of wins this year? Yes.
But my percentage of accuracy is still quite a bit better.
Hey, a win's a win, dude.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Yeah, I'm not the only one who's got to wake up early. Rob's got to get up at 5. Sorry, Rob. Yeah. I love the dedication, though. My man. Well, we're going to get more into it on Tuesday, but that's it for us tonight. Shout out to the Ravens for winning another another high blood pressure game, 27-22. Shout out to Jimbo for winning our internal competition. And let's get back at it next week. Got this Sunday off. Everybody can enjoy
it.
Yeah, stress-free Sunday. Soak it in. Root against the Bengals and the Steelers big time this week. And let's go Ravens.
We'll talk to you soon.